Hey everyone, it's Saturday morning, July 25th, and welcome back to Capital Markets Quickie. I'm your host, Endrit Sella, here to break down yesterday's market action in just 2 minutes. Quick note before we dive in, today's episode is brought to you by AMF Capital Asset Management Frankfurt. Learn more about our funds and strategies at amf-capital.de. All right, let's get started. Well, Wall Street wrapped up a pretty volatile week yesterday. Investors had to balance concerns about massive artificial intelligence spending, new global tariffs, higher bond yields, and the latest moves in oil prices. The Dow Jones finished higher, while the Standard & Poor's 500 managed to end slightly in positive territory. Technology stocks, however, stayed under pressure, with the Nasdaq falling again after Thursday's sharp sell-off. For the week, all three major indexes finished lower, with the Nasdaq losing around 2%. One of the biggest stories remained artificial intelligence. After nearly $800 billion in market value disappeared from the so-called Magnificent Seven on Thursday, semiconductor company Intel also dropped sharply yesterday, despite reporting much stronger earnings than experts had expected. Meanwhile, President Trump's new global tariffs officially took effect yesterday, placing additional duties on most imports into the United States. Some energy products were excluded, but investors continue to watch whether higher tariffs could eventually add more inflation pressure. There was at least some positive macroeconomic news. Fresh business activity data showed the U.S. economy expanded at its fastest pace in about 8 months, suggesting the economy remains surprisingly resilient. And finally, oil prices cooled off yesterday after briefly touching $100 per barrel earlier in the week. Even so, crude oil still finished the week higher, reminding investors that energy prices remain an important risk for inflation. All right, that's it for today's Capital Markets Quickie. If you found this helpful, hit subscribe and stay in the loop. See you Monday morning.